Hi, this is Julie with Beadaholique, and today I want to show you how to transform a piece of filigree, I have a filigree barrette right here, into a more elegant accessory just by simply bead weaving a delicate picot edge along the outside of the filigree. This is very easy to do. You're going to need a needle and some thread. I have a size 12 needle, and then I've chosen actually a little bit thicker thread than what I would normally use. This is a 0.008 Wildfire. It's a little thicker because I wanted the added reinforcement along the filigree edge in case there's any sharp edges. I didn't want a really thin thread that might shred or break. And then when I'm all done, I'm just going to use my thread zapper to cut my thread. So I've chosen a lovely little bead mix here. It's a Czech bead mix, and it's got some great colors, and they're size 11-0. And to begin, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tail end of my thread that doesn't have the needle on it. I cut myself about 4 feet of thread for this particular project. I'm going to slip the tail end of the thread through an edge open work hole in the filigree. I'm going to pull it through so I have about 8 inches. And then I am simply going to tie an overhand knot, pull down, and then I'm going to go ahead and tie a double knot, actually a surgeon's knot, where I go through once and I go through twice, and I pull tight, and that is on there secure. I'm going to leave my tail because when I'm all done, I'm going to weave this back into my bead weaving. And so to start, and I actually do a little bit better working from left to right because I am right-handed. So even though I see the back of the filigree here, that's fine. It's not going to affect how my end result looks. I am going to start by picking up 3 of my beads onto my beading needle. Pull them all the way down to that knot you've created. Now going from the back side, I'm going to go through that open work hole and pull. And I'm using my finger to go ahead and keep those up top. And now I'm just going to take my needle and go back through my 3rd bead. And I'm going to pull snug. So there's my first little picot edge. Now instead of adding 3 more beads, I'm just going to add 2 because I've already got my first bead on there. So just go ahead and pick up 2 more beads, pull those all the way down. Again, you're going to go from the back side and under and through an open work hole. You can do this with any type of filigree. This just happens to be the one I'm doing for this project, this little barrette. But the same process will apply for any of them. So again, that last bead I strung, I want to go back up and through. And then I'm just going to pull tight. Now you can see it's jumped up a little bit here. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm not going to worry about that. So 2 more beads. Pull them down. Again, you're going under, using your finger to keep those beads on the top side, and go up through the last bead you strung. And you're going to do this all the way along the entire edge. When you get to, if you do have a project like this where you have a point where you can't keep going along the edge, you'll see right here, I left that little tip right there exposed. So obviously you will have beaded all the way up here. What you're just going to do is you're just going to run your thread. Remember, this is not going to be just this thread right here. You've got beadwork. I definitely want to emphasize that. I'm just doing this to show you. So your thread will come out through here, and you're going to add 3 beads to start this new row. And you're just going to do it the same way you did it over here, where then once you had added those first 3 beads, that gave you your starter bead for your next sequence. So then you would just add 2 beads and keep going all the way along the edge until you come back here, cross under, and then just connect with your original beadwork. Go ahead, weave your thread in and out the first couple ones several times, tie off your thread, use your thread zapper to cut your thread, and then go back, thread your needle onto your tail, and just weave your tail back into your beadwork just like any other bead weaving project, and then use your thread zapper to cut it as well. And that's all there is to adding a decorative edge to a piece of filigree. and it adds a really nice little touch that makes it a very delicate project and really spruces it up. There's the before, and there's the after, and we've used just some Swarovski flat back rhinestones to give it a little sparkle.